Good morning. It is another day of working in the shop. Today we're gonna start working on the banana, but we're gonna finish by working on the wrecker. So patience, everybody take. We'll be right back on that wrecker. Okay, so we've got this special thing coming up. It's huge. I'm super excited about it. I can't tell you what it is yet because we don't have the dates and all the particulars ironed out, but we've been working on it. And when we were out working on it the other day, Lizzie broke an axle in the banana. And we got
It broke itself, it wasn't me.
and we've got to fix it today. So here's the old one. So there was a U-joint failure that ended up wiping out this factory axle shaft. Yukon sent us this one.
Thanks, Yukon.
So this is chromoly. Look at the features that are better about it. So
doesn't neck down.
So that's a fuse right there. And then it actually necks down here a little bit, and this is solid all the way through.
You can also see right there, 4340.
Yeah, this is chromoly alloy. This is some carbon steel.
Yeah.
So what's happening on these Dana 44s is the joint starts to deform because it's just so tiny. And once it starts to deform, it weakens the integrity of these ears and lets them come apart. That's what happened on that one. We're gonna put a much stronger U-joint in. That's gonna take us to another level of durability. That's what we're working on today. Okay, so while Tom takes that apart, Lizzie's gonna take this apart. And me and Ed, we're gonna supervise.
Okay, I'll inspect everything. Want it up more?
No.
Okay.
Okay, let's put this thing together. Okay, let's put the C-clips on here. What?
We should have put them on first.
We've been messing with some new technology here. So, we're gonna be machining this to accept the Yukon stuff. It's clear to me that we should have bought the Yukon outer to run these joints. When you run custom stuff, you run into custom problems that require custom solutions, which is where we find ourselves. That looks machined pretty good. Okay, let's try this using our newfound knowledge of this.
They come with special instructions that we didn't look at. On the ground.
I hope the editor makes it look like we know what we're doing. Let's see if our machining works.
It's a good sound.
It locked in there. Get this puppy in there.
There it goes.
That's good. Okay. First gear, second gear, third, fourth. They're all there. Okay, Lizzie, you ready to put this in?
Yeah.
Okay, what's the next piece that goes on? Except for
I'll grab it.
There's a crack right there.
yeah, that's definitely damage. Oh, we got a brand new one. For some reason, Tom, let me spin that hub. Oh, yeah, it was just a bad hub. We're just about done with this. So, now that Tom's in the shop, he has me using these tools. This is supposed to limit torque to 80 foot-pounds.
Yeah.
And then he's gonna torque them to 90 with a torque wrench that goes click.
I'm super excited about it. Yeah, that one moved a little bit. A little bit. Every one of these feels like they're moving 10 foot-pounds. This is probably the first time these have ever been torqued.
Probably. So we got to go map out an area out to Sand Hollow. There's a couple of, like most of Sand Hollow is BLM, but some of Sand Hollow is school section. So we're gonna go out and see if we can find the school section and what's inside of it. For an upcoming thing that we'll let you know about later when we know more about it. Hello, what are you doing today? All right, so while testing the new U-joint, we have damaged the old one. So we've got another job to do. All right, so I have got myself flat out stuck. And I did it with pride and bad judgment. I just threw a bunch of pride in and a bunch of bad judgment, and I just mixed it all together and let it simmer. So now I've got to get us out of here.
You gonna dig with some humility?
Gonna do it with some humility. Let's let air out at this. I'll tell you when to stop. Okay. All right, we did what we needed to do. We only got delayed for a minute by getting stuck, but now we're headed back to the shop to work on the wrecker. So what's happening with these
Bearings
is
on
crushing
one
the
side.
needle bearings and breaking this apart, breaking the caps apart when that happens.
This new design has no needle bearings. The trunnion on the inside is huge, and the cap just fits over it really tight and smooth.
Yeah, so look at this. Look at the difference in beef here.
Beef.
Yeah. This looks like it has what they call like a diamond-like coating, a DLC on it. And so it's very hard, and these caps are very hard. So that means galling is the enemy here. So you got to keep these lubricated. But we're not wearing ours out. We are smashing them to bits. All right, I know that we're supposed to be working on the wrecker, but we had a friend that is in a bind. His guillotine isn't working, and he needs it working.
That's kind of a weird project. How do you get these things?
I don't know. We just need it to cut a couple of times. I don't know what he's doing with it. He might be starting some sort of French Revolution. I don't know. It's a really heavy duty chunk of massiveness, and it's on a really little trailer. It's like pull the trigger, nothing happens, kind of look at it. That's where we're at.
Yeah. It sheared the cans in half. Wow.
Do you think it'll chop a 2x4?
I think it will.
Oh my goodness.
I think we fixed it.
Hard trick.
All right, we are now going to work on the off-road wrecker. Sorry about that. All right, so that sets it up so we can be on a double shear. The way I understand it though, we don't have this spacer. What I want to do is get all of the kingpins, all of the steering arms, the double shear, all that stuff. I want them completely done. This will kind of give you an idea. I think we might have already showed this, but we've done some machining. We want some precision here. The steering on this thing is gonna be no joke. Oh, by the way, I said something in the last video I have got to apologize for. I asked you if we should use pneumatic steering or hydraulic steering. Let me just play the full clip right now, kind of unedited, of how that went down.
Pneumatic steering, question mark?
So what do you guys think? Should we do hydraulic steering or should we do pneumatic steering? So anyway, it was a joke. Sorry about that. We are gonna use hydraulic. Pneumatic wouldn't work. Would not work.
I've never heard of anyone ever using pneumatic steering. Maybe
There's
for,
pneumatic assist on some old semi trucks like in the 70s, but that's just assisting the mechanical. But anyway, we're working on this today. Do you think we should make these steering arms out of metal or wood? Wood's lighter.
There it is.
Let's just wire wheel it.
I knew you were gonna go for the wire wheel.
When you say Scotch-Brite, I say wire wheel.
Scotch-Brite.
Wire wheel.
Scotch-Brite.
Wire wheel.
Yay, Scotch-Brite!
Morning, Ed.
Oh, man.
So tell me about the spacer. You wanted to come up through here, right? So it needs to be that much plus this thickness plus however much you want it coming off.
Yeah. So we need 1 inch and 1/8 and 2 inches, and then we need to put these in really precise. Let's cut these as square as we can, because that is not a square cut.
Okay, we're pretty close. Like we could clean it up.
So we're gonna be getting this ready to do some milling. And when we get that all set up, we're gonna show you what we're gonna do. All right, so we got this milled down right here, and now we need to cut this hole 1.5 inches so that we can set a piece of DOM in there and then weld it up. Not a lot of talking going on in the shop today because we're thinking, because neither of us know exactly what we're doing. Like, we know how to do stuff, like we know how to grind metal and drill metal and machine metal, but we don't know exactly how to do it because we never got any training in it. So while this might be really devastating to most of you to learn this about us, there is a bright spot here. You're not hearing this over the intercom in an airplane. This is your captain speaking. I've actually never done this before, but I understand Bernoulli's principle, so I think we're gonna be okay. Okay, fire us up.
Like that. Oh, it's gonna go.
Is it?
That's gonna go. It's already in.
Oh, it's gonna be a press fit. He was killed.
So I've still got to make a shorter spacer than this version, and that's gonna press down into this right here. And then this spacer will press down into that. These will all bolt together. After these are welded in, there'll be a gap in between, and that's where the tie rod will fit in there, and we'll bolt it all down. I guess Matt's busy today. He's signing cars or something, just killing time. So I'm gonna start working on the back end of the wrecker. We're gonna do the same thing we did on the front, but we're not gonna relocate the hole. We're just gonna use the hole that's already there. So the back's not gonna steer quite as fast or as much as the front, but it will rear steer.
Tom says you're not worried.
Well, Tom couldn't handle this. If you want one of these, you can go to mattsoffroadrecovery.com and pick them up. Every single one is signed by me, even with my hurt hand. All right, I'm done signing cars, and I'm back. What are we doing, Tom?
This is going together for the final time. It's gonna be done. So we just siliconed up the bottom of that thing. Now we're tightening it up.
All right. We could. All right, so there's a debate as to what gears are in this axle. They're either like a 560 something or a 660 something or 550 something. We're gonna find out. Okay, so we're gonna do it by counting that while we spin these. 565. 5.65 gear ratio in here. All right, so we're gonna get the front wheels put on this, and then we're gonna go to the back and do the exact same thing.
Well, that was fun. Now I've TIG welded on the wrecker. got the back one all welded up, and now we can put the ram back in.
Dude, we're trying to get as much done today as possible. Hopefully no jobs come in. I don't know why I hope that. Hopefully a really good job comes in to make it worth it not working on this. So Lizzie's got her morning tasks to do, and then she's gonna be back and we're gonna have her welding.
So let me show you what my morning routine is every morning here at Matt's Off-Road Recovery. So we have these containers right outside here of the shop. We have metal and parts and everything that we're gonna be using. My job is to come and open them every morning. Open it. Okay, so this is the gate that we have to open the yard. Rocks get in here. The dogs come and play right here by the gate. So all I have to do is sweep rocks off the track. Last thing I have to do every morning is check the MORR and banana, inventory them, and make sure we have all of our supplies, shirts, and stuff ready to go for recovery. We got it all done, and now we're ready to work on the wrecker.
Okay, we're gonna get this transmission and transfer case unit bolted to the engine, and then we're gonna get this pushed out and we're gonna set it in. You guys ready to pick this up? It's okay, hold on. All right, we've got to lift this down. I want Tom and Lizzie on this end and me and Tucker on this end.
There we go.
Oh,
There you go. All right, the torque converter snout is not going into the flex plate really smooth, and we don't want to bend the flex plate. So we're taking it back apart, we'll clean that out, and we'll put it together again. It's out, and it's steam.
okay.
Nice. Cool.
All right.
Flex plate staying, torque converter's moving. I'm gonna go for it. Keep coming. Let's see if we can pry this in.
We're checking to make sure that all these ribs that we welded in here, these gussets, are clear of everything, which they are. Now we're gonna find out if the drive shaft fits. This is what I was worried about, getting this flange up over things, but we can do it. It did it. We got it. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to cut that off and redo it. But that's why we're doing the test fit now. So what happened was when I drilled that hole, this whole pack was loose. That's why you saw us weld that retainer on, because this whole gear pack had slid back 5/8 of an inch, and that's what we measured these drive shafts off from. What you got there, Lizzie? She doesn't know how to interrupt us.
This is a gift from my dad.
Ah. Oh, look at that. 1960 Chevrolet Corvair. 1963. That's super cool. Well, tell your dad thank you. I'll tell him thank you. Go do some grinding on that. We're dealing with some tight tolerances. This is about in the right place right here. So we have a special surprise today. We got a special guest. We got Chad.
Dusty.
And Dusty. Yeah, so he's cutting all our wiring up, and then he's gonna glue it back together, or whatever you do with wiring.
Elmer's works the best.
I would have guessed that. I would have got that right. All right, this can be tacked in now. So the reason we pulled the engine out again is one, so we could get this located properly. This is the carrier bearing for the front drive shaft. And the second purpose is we've got to cut a hole in here so that we can drain the oil out to do some basic maintenance. That's all I got.
If this doesn't work out, Matt can always start welding horseshoes onto horses. Stop.
All right, so we have started the final assembly. The drivetrain is in. It shouldn't be coming out. We've got Chad here. We've got the wiring going on. We've got Scott from Elevated coming down to help us. He's gonna make all the hydraulic hoses. I think we're gonna make all the hoses hydraulic. But anyway, we're at final assembly. We've gotta get the gas tank in. We gotta get the winches on. We'll push it in here and we'll just kind of get these guys wait till they get it wired up. Meanwhile, we'll be in their way working on other stuff as much as possible. All right, well, we got a ton done. I'm super excited. We're finally going back together. Thanks for watching.